Hello, this is Liz again from A Dose of Healthy Distraction. I'm going to make another video about one of my older posts, and I'm going to add some updated commentary to it. Let me go into the post because I cannot do it without looking at the post. No working memory, you know. Anyway, ages ago, I wrote this post, and it's called Why I'm Teaching My Child the Art of Compromise. And I want to talk about this a little bit more because I still think compromise is a really important interpersonal skill. So when I first started thinking about this concept, it was when my son was about 6. He's now 7. Actually, it might have been earlier than that. It might have been when he was 5. I don't even know. But the thing about compromise is, in order to really compromise with a person, you have to be able to get inside of their head and you have to care about their feelings. So empathy is a big deal. And if you weren't aware, my son is high functioning autistic as well as ADHD like me. So empathy is one of those things that are kind of fluid and diaphanous, and he has a hard time with it sometimes. We talk about this all the time. So my son, with his emotional regulation issues, he sometimes gets his reactions to things get a little out of hand. And a lot of times this happens when there is sort of a conflict or a stopping point with another person. It happens with me, it happens with teachers and other adults, and it happens with kids on the playground. So empathy and sort of understanding how to walk in someone else's shoes is a big deal. And I often ask my son, what am I thinking right now? Or how do I feel right now? Just sort of as a measure of that. So we talk a lot about compromise. And one of the reasons I do so much with this is because in some ways, if I can get him thinking in this way, it will make my life easier. So let me give you some steps about teaching compromise and how I've been handling it. The first thing I do is I define the word compromise. I actually looked this up, I think on dictionary.com, and it says, compromise is a way of giving something. It's a way of giving a little and taking a little at the same time. To settle a dispute by mutual concession. I just found the definition. That's what compromise means, to settle a dispute by mutual concession. So I always say, you give a little something, I give a little something. My son does understand this in the context of avoiding conflict. For example, this morning he was like, I want some chocolate because we have leftover Easter candy. And I said, I don't know, chocolate at 7, 8 in the morning seems a little over the top. So he actually suggested that we make a compromise. And he said, Mom, I'll just have one little piece of chocolate. And I said, okay, I'll let you have one piece of chocolate if you promise to brush your teeth right after. And he said, okay. And then he realized that we had compromised, which was a huge deal. The other thing you can do is show them compromise in action. So sometimes my husband and I aren't really hungry for the same thing, especially on the weekends. So recently I asked my son, what do you think we should do? Daddy wants to eat Chinese food. I want to eat some salad. What do you think we should do? And my son was like, you could do both. Yes, we could do both, but we could also compromise. I had to sort of insert the word there. But I think he got my point. Show them compromise in action. The next time your child asks you, if they can do something, why not just say, oh, yeah, you can do that. But what can you do for me? I do that with my son all the time. And sometimes I even get him to pick up his laundry or something. If he says, can I have a treat? I'll say, okay. What can you do for me? And sometimes he comes up with it on his own. It's awesome. So the other thing is we talk about other people's feelings. Like I said, I will ask him, what am I thinking right now? Or how am I feeling right now? Or how would you feel if someone did that to you or someone said that to you? I reward him for all of his pro-social behaviors. I'm still checking my notes. I'm definitely still checking my notes. I reward him for all of his pro-social behaviors. And whenever he does a good job of compromising, I point it out. I'll say the word, whoa, that was a great compromise. It works. It's crazy. So to end this whole video, I still think it is an important interpersonal skill. I mean, every parent wants their child to develop appropriate social skills. Compromise and empathy are part of, a larger social puzzle. So keep working on it. Keep trying to teach your kids the values that are important to you. And if you're like me, keep trucking forward, even when your husband's walking in the background, because you don't know how to edit videos. Next time.